All right, guys. Now, I know that this is getting off of the track of what we've been talking about, but not really. Now, I told you that this was the war of the words, and I hope that you are seeing now that it really is. That it has really been about polluting the spiritual word and deceiving us for all of these years. Now, once again, we're in chapter 8, the book of Revelation. We just looked heavily at the third trumpet, and I told you that this is actually the original spiritual event of the fall of Satan from heaven, which is recorded in the Bible. Okay? Now, I told you that they are trying to symbolize this event, okay? And they're going to symbolize it in modern times, and they're going to do it just before his appearance as a way to give him a tribute. All right? We talked about that. Now, that's going to be that millstone that crashes off the coast of New York City. Now, here is the repercussion of that millstone that crashes off the coast of New York City. And it's being shown to you in two ways. It's being shown to you in its physical description, where we're going to associate wormwood with radiation. Now, there is going to be power plants that are going to be affected by these disasters in whichever form they occur. If it happens over such a large area, there are nuclear reactors all over the place. So, of course, from this disaster, there could be some very serious radiation issues that we're going to experience. But at the same time, we know that wormwood is mugroot, and it is considered bitter. And this bitterness is what is describing the waters, which is going to be the spiritual word of God. Now, when we move back to these waters, we're talking about the Spirit again. So we have a physical repercussion that's being fulfilled. At the same time, we have the spiritual repercussion that's being fulfilled. Both times, the end result of this star coming to Earth is the pollution of the fountains of the waters, both the physical and the spiritual. All right, absolutely. I've shown you that. So there should be no question about what this third trumpet is really talking about. There should be no question about the entrance of the fifth trumpet that is talking about the star that fell from heaven. And there should be no question about the implications of the second trumpet, second cup sacrifice, which will be this tribute to usher in the New World Order, of which the Antichrist will be the leader of. Okay, so the fourth trumpet, real quick. Now I want you to see what the fourth trumpet is. The fourth trumpet is exclusively the physical description of what's going to happen after this millstone hits. So yeah, the sky is going to be darkened. I told you that I gave you the symbolic understanding that the sky has been darkened all this time by this smoke, of which is the illusion. But now we move into the actual physical description that they're going to cause to mimic the spiritual understanding. And they are going to cause this millstone, which it hits, it's going to have a physical repercussion, which will block out the sun. I fully believe that. And here's the physical description of that happening. And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and a third part of the moon, and a third part of the stars. So as the third part of them was darkened, and the day shone not for a third part of it, and the night likewise. So we're talking about a day, a short period of time, a third part of it. Now, I know many of you translate it many different ways. No big deal to me. The main thing to understand is this, is that verse 12 is description of the physical description. It's describing what's going to happen after they make their physical millstone hit the earth. That's what it's about. And then verse 10 and verse 11 are both spiritual and physical, but it's leaning more towards the spiritual translation and spiritual fulfillment of this prophecy. Now, I hope that you understand that. I know it seems a little, it's a lot. I don't think that it seems complicated, but I think that it's complicated for me to give it to you in these short videos. That if I had more time, like maybe back up to a 15-minute, I could explain this very, very easily. I'll be back.